welcome back to the channel and Happy New Year. With it being a new year, a lot of people like to make a career change at the beginning of the year, and if that career change happens to be chauffeuring or private hire, then these are a couple of things you should consider. Number one, it takes longer than you think it's going to take. In the UK, there's a backlog of private hire applications ever since the pandemic. So a process that used to take about 3 months probably takes about 4 to 6 at the moment. I remember when I did my application about, I want to say 7-8 years ago maybe, it took me a while. It took me about 4 months to get it back then. Now I've got some friends who have told me that it's taken them 7 months, almost a year, to get their application. So it wasn't something that you could jump into on a whim back then when I did it. Now it's you really need to plan your journey into private hire, and just bear in mind that it might take significantly longer than you thought it was going to take. Now, part of the reason why it's going to take so long are the waiting time for some of the things you need for your application. So the waiting time of getting a meeting with a private practitioner or GP for your health assessment, the waiting time for your DBS background check to come through, the waiting time to get a topographical test. All of these things add to the length of the application, and then there's a processing time of application. Circling back to the topographical test, take that thing seriously, because you may know London really well, but you might not know how to take the topographical test really well. So definitely practice how to take the test to avoid having to retake the test, because again, that adds on significant amount of time onto your application being processed. Number two is not as flexible as you think is going to be. Now, you can just jump in a car and drive around when you feel like it and make money. There's always going to be trips, especially if your plan is to just use the platforms and not work for a company. Now, there is going to be trips and money to be made, but you're not going to be optimizing your time properly. So you're gonna either want to be coming out in the morning or coming out in the evening, or doing both, and there needs to be some form of strategy to your working. You just can't jump in the car willy-nilly and make money. You will make money, but you won't make proper money. You might not even pay your bills if you choose to do it that way. I'm being serious. So apply a strategy. Alternatively, if you work with a company, then expect no better flexibility than one of a 9-to-5 job. And if you're looking to work independently on the platforms as well as with a company, then just kiss goodbye to your work-life balance. It's just going to be work at that point. Number three is not as expensive to get started as you think it might be. You don't need to have your own vehicle. You don't need to own a vehicle beforehand, or have a car that's suitable for private hire beforehand. You just, as soon as you have your license, I always recommend people to rent for a little bit first. Make sure that private hire agrees with you. Like, if you like doing it, if you're good at it, if you know what I mean. Don't just make the huge financial commitment to buy or lease a vehicle, and then you're tied into this thing for a long period of time, and then you come to the realization that you don't even like driving or doing this private hire stuff. So I always recommend people to rent first, and you can rent as cheaply as £180 a week, and then maybe save up, see if you like it, and buy a vehicle. Or you can work for a company, minicab firm, whatever, that gives you a vehicle, and then again you could just save up money and buy your own vehicle. Anyways, this is all stuff I cover in my driver talk series that should be returning in a couple of weeks. And yeah, man, if you found it interesting, if you found it helpful, and circle back in a couple of weeks for more content around this kind of stuff. Catch you later.